now. It's just for the assignment you're going to install Craft. Okay. All right. So when you're setting up each of your pages, you're going to have 4 pages: an organization site, a news site, a portfolio site, and a service site. I'm going to do a test site here real quick. You're going to set up 3 different artboards. Oops. To set up these artboards, just hit A, or you can go up to Insert, Artboard. Now, before you start drawing or dragging a box to draw an artboard, just come over to Responsive Web Design, grab a desktop HD, a tablet portrait, and then also a mobile portrait. Okay? This is what you're going to design for. Now, the width I want to stay pretty consistent because these are average widths for those designs. You can see this one's about 1440. Tablet is 765-ish. And mobile is going to be like 320 probably.
Should we look up when we're using other programs? Should we like look up widths and then make our artboard based on that?
Yeah. Look up average widths.
Okay.
But you'll probably get this. Like 1440 is a pretty average width for a desktop. Then like it's like 760. What is it? 768 is the average for a tablet. And I want you to do everything in portrait mode. Okay. It's getting chilly in here, guys. The mobile 320 is smallish, but that's pretty average. Anything under 600. Okay. Set them up like this. I don't care if your mobile is first. I don't care what order they're in, but these are the 3 you need to have. I also do not care how tall they are. Okay. The width is the only thing that needs to be a constant. If you feel like it'll serve your design better to have more vertical space, have more vertical space. All right. That is totally up to you. No less than the default though. Okay. So whatever the default of the template page is, that's the default vertical height I want you to use. All right, so once you've got that set up, you can come into the document itself. I would start. Oh, I'm sort of conflicted. I like to design mobile first, but I think we're gonna do desktop first. So I would start with your desktop design and kind of build from there. And I'm gonna grab my wireframe kit. It's the reason why we built this guy. It's gonna help me kind of lay some stuff out really quickly. So maybe a carousel. I'm just gonna copy it. So select it, copy it. Whoa, I have lots of stuff open. That's fine. I'm gonna paste my carousel in here. It's kind of gigantic. I'll make it a little smaller. Actually, you know what? Let's make it really big. And then maybe we'll stretch it out to the edges. We'll stick it on the bottom. Why not? No, let's not stick it on the bottom. That's silly. I'm going to make sure that I align it to the middle just by, I think it was already aligned, but I'm just clicking that center align button to make sure it's there. All right, let's grab, what else do I want? The logo, we can grab that guy. Paste it in here, it's a little gigantic, but that's okay. And then we're going to double click in here and I'm going to drag it out. Remember, you're just using these, you don't have to keep them as they are, you just need to kind of grab them and use them. Yep. There it is. Oh, I don't want to overwrite it. Let me grab my, oh, because it does want me to go into my symbols, I see. Move it to the top. So it's making me go into my symbols to edit it, which is annoying. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the symbol link here. Here we go. Detach from symbol. Okay, so that should let me, yeah, okay, that lets me grab it now. I'm going to create outlines, I think. Convert it to outlines so I can get it a little more accurate with it here. Let's get rid of that. Oops. Is it this guy? Yeah, it is that guy. All right, I'm gonna delete that. Okay. Sorry, just making sure I only edit the box and not deform the text. All right, then I can select both of these and center them horizontally, which gets my text in there. I'm gonna bring this down just a tiny bit. That's also kind of gigantic. I'm not sure that I like how. There we go. Just want the rectangle. Maybe you'll do that. Like I'm already changing it quite a bit from what it was, which is totally fine. But it still is faster than if I just drew it out. You can decide if you want to kind of line it up with whatever elements, if you want it that way. I mean, these are just decisions that you need to make as you're designing it. All right. So some other things, if we're going to do an F pattern, I should probably have some menu items over here, which means I can probably bring this guy back up. Make sure it's centered. So I'll do some menu items up here. I'm going to kind of keep this image as my content column, so I'm probably going to have everything sort of fit inside there. All right, drag out here and see what else I can do. All right, I'm going to do some stuff here. Back to my wireframe kit. Do I have a... Oh, look, I have a menu with a drop down. Look at that. I should keep doing that.
Can you import all of your symbols to this?
It imports them automatically when you copy paste them in. Or you mean just have them in there?
The entire symbol set.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure how they've done that now in the new version. I don't know if you can just grab your symbol page maybe.
Create some that weren't on that wireframe.
Hey, that worked. Yeah, you can just drag them over then. Can you what?
Can we create more that weren't on our wireframe kit?
Yes.
Or like variations?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
That's fine. Huh, it was not changing the name though. Like it's not showing me the name symbols. It's just making another symbols page. So now though it should be available as a symbol for you to use. So yeah, menu drop down. So yeah, that's one way of doing it for sure. A little bigger here. All right, but I am going to break the link to the symbol so that I can edit it individually here. Okay, so these, oh, there's no textile. I'll call this menu style, menu. I'll just call it menu style. Let's make it white. Menu style. Oh, hey, come here. Update. There we go. Active. This needs to have backgrounds group. A rectangle. Oh, all of these rectangles need to have background fills. All right, and then maybe just make it straight up. I'm not spending a whole lot of time. I'm not agonizing over how this looks right now. I'm not super into how this looks, but.
So when you broke the link to the symbol, do you care if it's not technically a symbol in Sketch?
No. No.
So it's just for our convenience.
Yeah. Whether or not you want to make, such active use of the symbols is totally up to you. I'm going to grab this box and duplicate it up, though. I think. Sitting on top of the nav. Oh, it is sitting on top of the nav. Sorry, I'm changing the groups around here. There we go. Spacing is a little funky. Okay, anyway, so these things, the reason I did this is, I set up a style, I'm changing it. You're just using your wireframe kit as a starting point, okay? It doesn't have to stay that way. It doesn't have to always look that way. It's so much faster to just dump it in there because all the spacing is done, all the basic things are done, and then you're just tweaking little bits and pieces of it. You can change the fonts if you want to. Just remember, detach from the symbols when you do it. Otherwise, I mean, it's not going to mess things up too bad, but it will be changing your symbol. And so you have to go into your symbol page and make the changes, which then you can't really see them reflected on the page that you're working on. All right. I don't want you to use color too much. Just use whatever's already in your wireframe kit. For these web page designs, don't use color right now. These are just wireframes. Okay. One thing I am gonna do is so menu 1, menu 2, menu 3, menu 4. Those are descriptive, but also really boring. All right. This is one of those instances where we can use the data part of the craft plugin to generate some different names. None of these are really like menu names. I don't know if it's going to give me menu names. Nope. We could make a custom thing, and I could paste the text in here, so it could be like a list of different website sections or functions or whatever. So we could call it menu. Actually, we're just going to go. So if you want to build something custom, you can. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use cities. Yeah, sort of. Sid autofills, that's fine. Messages? Nope. What? As hot a Jack and thy mood as what? As soon. That's weird. Oh, that's from Romeo and Juliet. Oh, because that's a custom one I made. That's right. Countries. Countries is fine. All right, so countries. You know what? Actually, let's do the web one. So we're going to do the web one. Then we're going to go to theverge.com. So here's how this works. So see how they've got a bunch of different menu items right here? You just copy that, and then that's how it used to work. Duplicate content. I don't know. Duplicate. Hold command, click the link. Yeah. There we go. So just click one of those content items, and it picks it and autofills it. Did you guys catch that? How that worked? So I'll do it again. So if we go back to, what the kit filler is, you just select each of those items. Okay. Everything you want to change. Go to data, navigate to a site that you want, and then you just click on the elements that you want to copy. And then what it's doing is it's actually scrolling through the site and looking at all of these that have the same element, okay? And it's just filling that in. So it's really just grabbing all these links. Tech, science, culture, more, and then tech. Did I individually select these? Yeah, I held Command Shift, and just selected them all. Okay, and then here with the items, right? So I can do the same thing. Item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come over here, click on items, and it grabs them. And I'll stretch them out so that it fits. And there's my content, which is already more interesting. And then I can do the same thing for my logo. Here. Although my logo is, I have to pick a text layer. That's not a text layer because I made outlines. But if I wanted to get rid of that and actually bring in the...
You grab images with craft.
You can, yes. Go back over here. So if I put this back up here and then maybe make it, oops. No? All right, now if I do it, I've got that text selected. Oops. Right. That is a text layer. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it changed the color for some reason. Or what did it do? No, I don't know why it just disappeared. Huh. I have no idea what it just did. We'll just go back to what we had. Oops. All right. Okay. So that's easy enough. Now the next sort of thing, if we're kind of making a copy of the Verge here, the next thing that we're going to have is content columns, like for, are we on the Verge still? Yep. All right, so they've got, well, their menu bar is in a slightly different place. But if I wanted to sort of recreate, like here's one issue, or here's one link and article, here's another little one, here's a big one, here's a little one, and then 3 little ones. We could do something similar here if you wanted to. Sorry, I just realized these were not spaced correctly. All right, but it needs to be, you need to like set that up in here. So if you want, you can grab from your kit. I can see if you have something that might fit that. I don't really have anything already built that is going to fit that, other than maybe like a placeholder image. So I'm just going to grab that guy, just a filled rectangle, which again, the filled rectangle, it's such a basic element, you wouldn't necessarily need to just copy it, but you could. Do they have it? I have a little bit of, oh, because I have ads, that's right. Block the ads. There we go. Well, we're not doing the bar down there, but although we could. Okay, anyway, let's just grab this. So that's giving me, okay, that's about the middle, although I need to break up what they had. I'm kind of breaking it up into thirds. If you want, do the math. What's my content here? You can click and drag the ruler over, which is kind of nice. So I set up my 0 here. Let's zoom in just a little bit. So 0 stays right there, and then you can come over here and figure out that my content column is about there. So 1163 is my column, so 1163 divided by 3, 387 and 2/3. So then you're just going to put, I would just say 387, actually 385. 385, and then 385 times 2, 770. Yeah, 770. All right, let me get rid of this guy and that guy. I'll just put one there. All right, so there's my 3 columns. So you can do that math really quickly. I'm kind of just clicking and dragging. Although actually that's going to be text, so let's leave it empty for now. So if I'm going to have an image here and then some text over here, that's my, so, and then you want to make sure your margins stay right. I mean, this is just basic design stuff, right? Actually, let's go 32, so it's 2 rems, right? Remember, 16 pixels is 1 rem. Keep that stuff in mind as you're building, all right? Keep your units, the units that we're going to use when we start building in HTML and CSS, keep that in mind as you're building this design out, because we are going to take these designs and code them, all right? Later on. That'll be the last thing we do this semester. Let's take,
The third part of the assignment.
yeah, that's the 3rd part of this assignment. Well, the 4th, technically the 4th part, I guess. First part's the kit. This is the 2nd part, wireframing the design. Then we'll do a mock-up of this design with like images and color and all that stuff.
Okay.
And that'll be like, we'll start that right before Thanksgiving, and then that'll go till the week after Thanksgiving. And then the last 2 weeks will be coding. Okay, yeah.
Is that like technically our final, or do we also have a test?
I haven't decided yet. Sorry.
Team no test.
Team no test.
Yeah.
Hashtag no test.
By the way.
Oh, we won't have class Monday before Thanksgiving, so that's a gift.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Thank you.
because I would also like another week off. Right, I have a lot of stuff to do, so so yeah, you'll get that Monday off if you want. I'll still be here, so if you need help, you can come get help.
Can I get the manager?
So we'll count it as like what I'm doing with my other classes. It's like a study period essentially, right? You can come and work, studio day. Come and work if you need the help. If you don't need the help, you're cool. You don't have to be here. All right.
On Monday?
The Monday before Thanksgiving. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So I've got this set up, and now I want to set up my text. So I'm gonna set up. We're gonna see what I've got. A heading. We'll go with like heading 3. Okay, that's too small. Heading 2. All right, that's good. So type something. Actually, we're gonna leave it blank for now. Then I'm gonna set up a text box. All right, and this is just gonna be body text, and we're gonna leave it empty for now too. The size is mostly what I'm worried about, which you can adjust the size. If this is 387 pixels wide, you want to make sure that you give yourself like at least 16 pixels on either side, so 32 pixels total buffer, from the edge of the content and the edge of that picture. Actually, you can actually have it hug the column on the right, so we'll just do 16 pixels on the left as padding. So you just need to subtract 16 from 387, so 71. So then you can change the width of both of these things to 371, and then align them to the left. So they're both aligned on the left now, which is great. And then I'm just going to mouse them over. I don't know why my box is not staying there. I think they're, yeah, now they're lined up with the guide. Oh, not quite. Okay, now they are. Which should give me, it gives me 22. I have my math wrong. 371, 387. Is this not 387? 770 to 1163. Oh, that's 397. I definitely did my math wrong. Anyway, I'm not gonna agonize over it too much. There we go. That's 16 pixels. So just drag it out there to match that guide. Come here. We'll figure it out at the end when we get done here. Okay. All right. So line these things up. Get just the basic components lined up before you do anything with the craft plugin. So I'm gonna do 16 pixels there. Actually, we need a byline too. So let's do a byline. I'm gonna copy this text up for the byline. If you don't have a byline style set up, which I don't, you can make one. So we can, let's go new text style. We'll call it byline. And then we'll make it light italic, and we'll make it smaller. Actually, same size is probably fine. I don't know. I don't really care. Smaller is okay. Okay, so that's going to be our byline. This is going to be our headline. And then our text. Now our spacings are a little goofy. Your byline should probably be a little closer to... Well, it's a good chunk of space. Headline, subhead, that's all. So there's more space here between the headline and the sub, but then there's about the same amount of space between that and that. So it should be closer to your text, I'm going to say. Your spacings will look a little off because remember the text box is going to take up more space than what's actually. It takes up more space than what is visually apparent. Okay, so just when you're figuring out spacing for text elements, just go off of what it looks like. Okay, because when you do the CSS, it'll actually just take into account the box itself and the line height. All right, so here's where it gets fun. So now that we've got the placeholder elements set up with their styles, now you can select it, come up, custom. Let's see, we're going to call it a headline. What kind of headline do we want? Oh, we want a tech headline. Baby monitor technology. Sweet. That's a little too long. Let's click again. That is also gigantic. That is monstrous. That's worse. Even worse. Even worse. Even worse. Okay, well, I guess we're going to deal with it. choosing the best photo printer is boring. How to build a PC. Oh god, these are terrible. I want funny ones. This is why I just go to the web. Google.com. Atlas Obscura. That's awesome. Okay. No thanks. No thanks. There we go. The long death of Product 19, the most beloved cereal you didn't know about.
That's so weird.
So now we need to move some things. Okay. All right. So then let's grab the byline here. Come up, text. I'm just going to use names here. Names, both. Alice Guzman. And then we'll do our text box, which I'm actually going to make a little bigger. Oh, well, it's not going to. Articles, philosophy. So here's a philosophy article that I just dumped in there, which is fun. But then you can make it as big or as little as you want it to be. However you want it to look. If you want to go past, maybe your image also, ooh, that was gross. Maybe your image also sort of fits that. Bear in mind though that what you're doing is essentially like an image frame, like if you've ever messed with image frames in Photoshop or Illustrator. So you could end up obscuring like half a line of text or something. And then if you do pull it down, just make sure things line up correctly. So, okay. Any questions about that? What I would do with this then is I would select all of these and group them. You could make it a symbol if you wanted to. Oops. You can drag it down so you've got another one. Oh, actually, here's a nice thing. Once they're grouped like that, I can duplicate them really easily. How many do you want? I want 2. It's the spacing in between them, 16 pixels. Duplicate the content. Awesome. How many do you want? I want 20. I do want 20. So then it will just duplicate them all the way down. Should have changed this though. It didn't change it. Huh. It used to change these like automatically. Did it change the articles? Oh, it did. So look, it changed the, that's right, because I pulled it from a website. If you use the built-in generators, it will change the name and the text. It'll change whatever you set for the built-in generator when you duplicate it. So if I come back to this and I change this headline to be something built in from headlines, something about asteroids apparently. Asteroids, all right, that's a good headline. Tells you all about it, doesn't it? All right, so now if I grab this group and I duplicate this group, 16 pixels between each of them, every headline will be different. Now you'll have to change spacings. You have to go in and do a little tweaking, but I mean that's a lot of work already done for you. If you want to, you can come into that group and make it one big group. Yeah.
Is this on Illustrator?
No, not in Illustrator. Come into this group. Yeah, that's why it's good to be able to do this in Sketch. The other thing about this too is if you're grouping like this is how you should be thinking about, actually I'm going to back up. This is how you should be thinking about your groups or your parents and your children, your organization for Flex. Okay, so I really should have grouped all these together because this would be a container with elements inside of it that is a sibling to the image. Does that make sense? So as you're building this, as I've got this, like this sort of drop down I'm doing here, and this organization over here in my layers is exactly the HTML organization I should have. So if you do this correctly, if you do your layer organization correctly, your HTML is going to be easy to write. Very easy to write. Does that make sense to everybody? Ariella? Did you catch what I said though? Yeah. Okay. So by doing that, it makes it also easy to, if you're using the plugins. Oops. So grab that group. Did it? All right. Grab that group. Duplicate it, but maybe I want to switch up the design a little bit. I want this stuff to be over here on the right. Then I can just come in here and grab it, drag it over.
Never mind.
Never mind what?
No, I said I couldn't get the manager to work, and I figured it out.
Okay. All right. My margins are not right at all, but whatever. Then I just need to come in and kind of tweak it a tiny bit. So there'll still be a little bit of individual tweaking you need to do, but not still a lot less than if you're building everything from scratch by hand. So already that's a really basic, kind of nice, forgot how to turn off the guides. Go off with my rulers, yeah. That's a really, already I've got a really, basic design that is fine for whatever this is. Super basic, but all you're doing is wireframing out content. That's it. Okay. This is not necessarily like something I'm super happy about. Like I would actually change it, I think, quite a bit and not make this visually as big as this because I want this to be more noticeable. But it's there, right? And it's easy to tweak. Like I didn't like that stuff, so I'm going to keep this group, and I'm going to get rid of these two groups, and then I'm going to just duplicate these groups again. Really easy, right? And then come in and flip them or not flip them. It's whatever you want to do. All right, it's super, super simple.
And we can do whatever kind of website we want.
No, that's a good question. These are the 4 different types of websites you need to do. Organization sites, so like a nonprofit or like the school, like any large-scale organization that is not specifically a corporation. Although I guess that would probably work. Yeah, a corporation would be fine. A news site, that's pretty self-explanatory. A portfolio site, that's gonna be like an artist's website or whatever. And then a service site. A service site is going to be something that generates information, so like a government website or, well, yeah, a government website pretty much. Municipalities, things like that.
Can we make up our own like organization?
Yeah. Yeah. You can do a fake one. You don't have to do a real one.
Okay. And are we going to be coding all of them?
No, we'll pick one. Yeah, we'll pick one. You're going to pick one, and you only do a mock-up of one. So you're going to wireframe 4, but then you'll pick one. We'll pick the best one, and you'll do a mock-up of that one. And then whatever you do the mock-up of will be what you code. And that'll only be 1 page. So, well, no, that won't be. Sorry, I'll take that back. Okay. Does that seem clear to everybody? Yeah. All right. That's what we're gonna work on for the rest of class. Yeah. Oh, that's not right. What time is it, guys?
3:22.
Oh shit! I talked that long. I'm sorry. I wanted to give you guys more time than that.